On this episode of Messier Mantra, I have a very special guest. He's a great guy, an actor, a celebrity chef, Frankie Imbergamo.
How you doing, Mike?
Good.
How's everything?
I'm good, Frankie. We've known each other for a while. Did I
Yeah.
nail the name properly?
You did it perfect. Imbergamo.
Gamo with that nice long A at the end.
There's a city in Italy called Bergamo.
Okay.
But they add the IM on. I don't know how that happened years ago through the families, I guess. But Imbergamo, you said it right.
Are you full-blooded Italian, or is there some mix of stuff?
I'm Italian-American. My mother was born here. My father was born in Sicily.
Nice.
And he came here when he was a child, 5 years old, 4 years old. But my mother and father both grew up in Boston.
Do you have siblings, Frankie?
Yeah, I have a brother and two sisters. And we all grew up in Boston in the North End.
Nice.
And now we're all married. We all live in different places. I have one brother and sister live in Saugus, Mass. And I live in Medford, Mass.
And of the siblings, are you the one most involved in acting,
Yes.
celebrity chef? Are they more like private, reserved people?
Yeah,
type
well, they just did their jobs for 30 years or whatever, and they're married and with families, but they're very supportive and things like that. You know, they have a lot of fun.
What got you interested and involved in acting initially, Frankie?
Well, what happened was when I was I submitted a recipe. As you know, I'm a cookbook author.
Yes.
And so I sent in a recipe to the Emerald Show on Food Network.
Right.
So after I sent that, I sent a bio, and it was a big contest. There was 1,500 people. It was called Emerald's Italian Contest.
Right.
So after I sent all that stuff, and then I got the call that I was a top winner. They came to my house, and they filmed me. And then a week and a half later, they flew me and my wife over to New York City, live on the Food Network with Emerald Lagasse, the world-known chef.
Yes,
you know?
yeah, totally.
So after that happened, I was home a couple of times one day, and I got a call from Boston Casting, and they said, we saw you on the Emerald Show,
right?
And we think you'd be a good fit for a movie we're doing. And the movie was called Stiffs. We're filming it in Boston in a couple of weeks. So why don't you come for an audition? So I went up to Boston Casting, and I saw Angela Perry.
Right.
And they auditioned. That was the first movie, and I had a good small scene with Danny Aiello.
Yeah.
And after that, I started getting the bug, and I was just retiring from the post office.
Right.
And I said, I did my 30 years in the post office, and I was a supervisor and all that, and I have no kids. It's just me and my wife. My wife still works for the post office, so I have a lot of time. I can maybe pursue this. So I did. I pursued a little bit more, and I did about 2 or 3 different movies: The Game Plan, Pink Panther 2, and a few more other ones, Mall Cop. And then I joined the New England Models Group.
Right.
I took some acting classes with Tom Logan.
Okay.
He's a Hollywood director, and he comes to New Hampshire every quarter, and he has classes for a couple of weeks, you know. So I took a class there, and now they became like an agent of mine. They're very good people. And I get a lot of print work, and I do some commercials for them too as well. Well,
let's check out your acting reel. We'll have the gentleman at the station here suit that up. So let's check out the acting reel of my guest, Frankie Imbergamo, right here on Messier Mantra. Let's check it out. Frankie's acting reel.
Jesus Christ, Lou. This guy comes in here every friggin' day and gets into my meatballs. How come he never pays? Who is he?
Let's get started here. Let's not mess around. Let's take a look at our first winner. Look at your monitors, folks.
Hi, Emerald. I'm Frankie Imbergamo from Boston's North End, and I'm going to show you how to make Frankie's gravy. One of my fondest memories was when my mother was frying the meatballs on Sunday mornings. The aroma from the meat that we buy here at Frank's. Morning, Frank. How are you?
Morning, good morning. How are you?
Boy, I gotta make a gravy today. I just need 2 pounds of hamburger, all beef. The Italians that live in the South Shore call it sauce.
Now you ready for the sauce?
Most of the Italian people that live in Boston, North End, will call it gravy.
It's a new kind of Yankees-Red Sox rivalry.
Oh, yeah? Yeah!
Yankees-Red Sox scratch games from the Connecticut Lottery.
Hey, Frankie. I ordered the chicken parm with extra cheese.
Annie, today's your lucky day, because I've got a deal for you. How about if I give you this sandwich filled with oven from the oven, and you agree to go out with me?
How about this, Frankie? I'll agree to pay you double for the sandwich, and you'll agree to leave me the frig alone!
Oh.
Yeah. Mr. Tromboni, where are you on family values?
He's for him.
Thank you very much.
All right, Frankie, some good stuff in there.
Oh, thank you very much.
That emerald thing really stands out. I mean, what an experience it must have been.
Yeah,
huh?
I was shocked when I got the call. It was, to say, like, there's like 1,500 contestants, and then he called like 3 different calls. Top 100, top 25, and the final call came through, and it was a lot of fun, though. It was a great experience.
I bet.
Yeah, it was.
And what I liked about your reel also was you do have, it says cast in majors, cast in indies, and it's really important for actors sometimes, especially actors who don't realize that this business is so crazy. You might be cast as a lead or a feature in an independent film, and then the next day you're doing, background work or day player role in a major motion picture. It could go back and forth. There is no rhyme or reason to it. No, it's not. So that's a good point, because like you say, you can be doing a lead role in independent films. The next day you can do a background, but you're working with big actors, Right. But there's a really cool scene of you giving the thumbs up. Yeah, that was in The Fighter. That was with Christian Bale when his brother wins the fight. He's on the phone. He's banging on the window. I'm the police. I'm the prison guard in the office, and he bangs. I wish it was a little clearer, but you could see it a little. But what I like about that shot in particular was that it shows that every actor is important to these films, and a lot of actors who kind of rally against doing extra work, or they think it's beneath them. As a filmmaker myself, even on independent films, they don't really get it sometimes that you need these people in these movies. I mean, if you didn't have the extras in, like you say, the day players and the extras and the principal role people, if you don't have those people, you can't even make the movie. Right. Right. That's the bottom line. So it's almost... So it is a very important part of the movie, and you are part of the movie. Right. And it's almost selfish or arrogant at times for people who scoff at the notion of doing extra work. But the reality is, if you're not willing to get your fingernails dirty and get into the trenches of filmmaking, acting, or behind the scenes, if you're not willing to start in this process and put yourself full on into it, you'll never get anywhere with anything. Oh, of course, you're right. I agree. And I think you have to start somewhere. You start from the bottom. And like I started up as an extra, but the last 5 or 6 movies, I've been getting like day player roles and more principal roles and being in scenes with the big actors, Yeah. Even if you have 1 or 2 lines or whatever it is, And it's hard to get a really good speaking role. It's very difficult. Right. And around Boston anyway, I don't know. Even like if you travel to New York, Rhode Island, things like that, it's difficult. It is difficult, but we do have another clip I'd like to show, if I could. It's from Pizza Makers, I believe, Pizza Makers, there's Chris Palermo is the director and the writer, and he did a great job on writing those episodes. He's in the process right now, he's writing a script for a short film. He's going to enter it into the comedy festivals. So we just did 12 episodes, and now he's going to do a short film. Okay, let's take a look at that clip. Let's take a look at the clip from Pizza Makers right here on Messier Mancha.
This is Hannah Toyman. I'm reporting live from the loading dock at Frank and Lou's Pizza Palace in East Boston. I'm here with the star of Pizza Makers, Frankie Imbergamo, and he has a special announcement about the upcoming election. What's the story, Frankie?
Well, Hannah, everyone's familiar with the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. but I'm here today to ask your viewers to join the pizza party.
Frankie, what the heck is that?
Well, the people have spoken, and they want more episodes of Pizza Makers. And by joining the pizza party, you have a choice of any topping when you order a pizza. You also have control of how much basil goes in the gravy. This winter, look for a new episode of Pizza Makers featuring your favorite characters like Tony, Fred, Mr. Health Inspector, the Confetti Sisters, and of course me, Frankie.
So there you have it. Search Pizza Makers on YouTube to join the pizza party. Now back to your regularly scheduled election.
All right, Frankie.
That was a special, the special episode for the. It was the big before the election, the Trump election.
That's funny.
And so we did this little spoof on that, you know, a little comedy.
How's Hannah Toyman doing these days? She looks like she's pretty good at that.
Yeah,
gig.
very.
Yeah, she's pretty good at
she is,
at that spot. So what's next for you? What are you working on these days?
Well, we just got done with the movie Vault, as you know, and,
right.
And you were one of my co-workers, co-actors, and that. You did a good job in that.
Yeah, my friend Tommy DiNucci directed Vault, big time thing, and I saw you on set.
Yeah, we had a great time. It's going to be a great movie.
Yeah.
You know, we got a couple of good photos with Chaz Palminteri in the prison yard there, you know.
Yeah, and Don Johnson was there.
Don Johnson and Chuck Zito.
Yeah.
He's the guy that was feeding the goat there in the prison.
Yeah, right. The goat in the prison. That's pretty intense.
I did that. And before that, I did Daddy's Home 2, and I worked in. We filmed it in Cambridge in a bowling alley.
Here we've got some photography.
Will Ferrell.
This was from Vault. That
was from Vault. Yeah, that was a good picture.
Yeah, that's our buddy Al up front.
Al, there's John Sani, and the other guys from Rhode Island.
You guys don't look like a group to mess with.
That was a Cranston, Rhode Island prison.
I was there that day, and that was intimidating for me. Just man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's take out the next photograph. Here we go.
Yeah.
And a little more of a blurry shot, but it's still a good shot.
Yeah.
And this takes place in the mid '70s, early mid '70s, I believe.
Yeah,
so,
right. 75.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the next one. Now, what's this from?
This is a movie called Catcher is a Spy. It's with Paul Giamatti and Paul Rudd. And we filmed it in Fenway Park. It's about this guy who was a spy. His name was Mo Berg.
Okay.
And he also was a catcher for the Chicago White Sox and the Red Sox.
Nice.
So he was a baseball player in 1936.
This is my buddy Al Cielo up in the upper left. You know, who's this gentleman?
Peter Morse.
Yeah.
He's in DJ Stay With Me.
Oh, yeah, I know Peter.
Yeah, you know Peter.
Yeah.
He lives out this way. And
now this is a shot.
Yeah, this is a good shot. This is Chaz Palminteri with the sunglasses. He's a Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale was killer.
Usual Suspects.
And you learn about unlocking the door for a date in Bronx Tale. Look at the goat.
Yeah.
Big Chuck Zito.
Yeah.
I believe Chuck came through David Gere on that. Bobby Kennedy on the left.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got next. This is from.
This is from The Proposal with Sandra Bullock, with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
That was about 5-6 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Now this looks cool.
That's another shot of the catcher was a spy. This is Daddy's Home 2. I played. My part was I was the guy renting out the bowling shoes.
Nice.
And, Will Ferrell was up there.
I love this picture. This is great.
This is Gilded Lilies. We filmed it at Union Station in Worcester, Mass.
Yeah.
It's a TV series. It was supposed to go to Showtime, but I don't know what happened to it.
No, that's you in the.
This is me. I'm in the corner there.
Right.
This is Bill Murray and Frances McDormand. It's a mini-series on HBO called Olive Kitteridge.
Yeah, I had a little spot in that.
Yeah, they won a couple of Emmys, a couple of awards they won.
Richard Jenkins, Frances McDormand, DJ Stan the Man poster.
This is my independent film, DJ Stan the Man, written by Matthew Fisher. Did a great job in that, and the DJ is played by Chase Carson. My part, I was a photographer.
Now, what's going on here?
I did this for Emerson College. It's a student film. It's called Grampy Secret. So that was supposed to be my granddaughter.
Gotcha.
This is Grown Ups. Grown Ups 1. You can see me up there. I got a wig on. It was just taking place in the 60s and 70s.
Back right with the mustache
Right.
and the wig. Yeah, I totally see it.
Yeah, I played one of their parents.
This is you as a prison guard?
This is a prison guard. I played in this, That's My Boy, Adam Sandler film.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun.
That's cool. And some of the other prison guards. And who's
This
this?
is Chris Palermo.
Yeah.
He plays Tony in Pizza Makers. And this is episode 2. We were filming a commercial at a radio for the Pizza Palace.
Nice.
This is Danny Aiello in Stiffs. This is me right there. And
this is your first acting experience?
That was our first big movie, yeah. First major film. And that was in 2006, I believe. 2006. That's Louis Veneria. He's in Stiffs. He's very well known as, you know him as, he plays Crazy Mario in Bronx Tale.
Right.
He's one of the main characters in that movie. And he's been in a lot of films. He's a good actor. This was a spoof we did with Ernie Buck Jr. Carol Patton, she directed it. And it was a spoof on Oscar Ball, the movie.
Okay. Carol Patton's a great lady who does Imagine magazine.
She did a nice job, and we had a lot of fun doing that.
It's a cool group. This is Wes Williams. I've interviewed Wes a couple of times. He's a great guy on the
Bill
bottom
Jakes, right. There's Matt Fisher there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this lady looks like you don't want to mess with her, or maybe you do.
That's Laura. She's one of the main characters in Pizza Makers. She's an actress. She does a lot of commercials.
Great ring.
She does a lot of work. This was This was from Pink Panther 2 with Steve Martin.
Yes.
And this was one of the scenes they were looking for the Pink Panther at the banquet hall there. There's Steve Martin.
What a legend he is.
My friend Steve Martin, the other Steve Martin.
Oh, yeah, well, they're in the same room together, right?
Steve Martins.
The world didn't explode. Yeah, I know Stephen Martin,
funny.
yeah.
Nice, good friend of mine. Steve.
Yeah, Steve's a cool guy.
This is Demet's Donuts. We filmed this. The Pizza Bakers, episode 7.
Wow.
And we filmed it in Medford at a donut shop. She's actually from Rhode Island, Ninza. This is R.I.P.D. with Jeff Bridges, Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
And we filmed that for 30 days.
Wow.
We did that for a whole month.
A lot of special effects in that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was the most highest budget film ever made in Massachusetts.
I bet.
$280 million.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What a budget.
The special, you said you hit the nail on the head. The special effects cost millions of dollars to do all that.
And we would be remiss to not mention this magazine.
Imagine News. That came out about 9 months ago, almost a year ago. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, Frankie, this is a great magazine, and Carol Patton.
Yeah, she did a great job on the photography, and she wrote some articles in there.
Carol Patton is the publisher of this magazine and it's been around.
She's a very nice woman. She does a lot for the community, you know.
I want to say 10 or 15 years this magazine's been around.
Yeah, they just had their party, 20-year party.
Wow, 20.
20 years, yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
They just had a big party 2 weeks ago, actually.
And here's your name right here, buddy.
Yep.
With some other former guests. Elaine Victoria Gray was a guest on my show. And this is fantastic.
A lot of local actors, and she's very supportive in the industry. She does a lot of work for us.
What was the response from your family and friends when they saw this magazine?
Everybody loved it. I got a lot of compliments. I got people calling me they want issues, and so I send them over to Carol Patton's office. I give them the email.
Yeah. That's great.
Something, you know. But a lot of people liked it, and they were impressed with it. They said they liked the picture, and
it's a sharp photo, man.
Yeah.
It's a really sharp photo.
Cool,
That's fantastic.
Yeah. That was Carolyn Ross who took the photography. You know, you probably know her. She does a lot in the Boston area.
Well,
a lot of headshots and stuff like that. You know.
It's very fascinating that. So, like you said, 2006 is when you really started with this.
Yeah, I started kind of late in life, but I've been very fortunate. I've been in over 50 movies.
Right.
And plus, like you say, independent films, and I did some print work. I've been in some commercials. I was in a Vicks commercial a couple of years ago, a big commercial. I did a couple New England Models Group, Deb Lasher. She's the director there, and she gives me some work. I can, do different print jobs and some commercial stuff like that.
So for people watching the show in Seekonk or other parts of the world, what would you suggest if they want to get involved in the acting scene, whether it's in Boston or?
Oh, I suggest to start off go email Boston Casting. Go to Boston Casting website.
Right.
And fill out the talent page and the resume, and then they'll call you for extra work, and just keep pursuing it. And as you go along, you'll meet a lot of different people, networking, and you'll meet people who do independent films. This is how I got started too. I met a lot of people, and after the first 3 or 4 movies, I met people that do movies like Matt Fisher, like Tom DiNucci, all these people like you get to know, and when they do a movie, they'll call you, and you get started that way, and then you can make a demo reel.
Right.
That's how you get your demo reel started. I also do voiceovers too.
Oh, tell us about that.
I go to Lollapeter's in Wellesley, Mass.
Yeah.
And I did a demo reel. I did about 6 commercials so far. I just started doing that a couple of years ago. I haven't pursued it much, but I want to start pursuing it now with corporate places like.
Right.
Like I did like Olive Garden, I did Pizzeria Regine, I did local like businesses, in Boston, and it worked out pretty good. I go to Wellesley sometimes. I go to the events she has in Wellesley. We meet all these different people from New York, and they do voiceovers, and that's how you get to know people to do corporate. I met someone over there before. And this guy worked for TBS. Right. Dan Lothian, and he's got an office in Wellesley, and I was on his show, and in his studio, it goes out to, all different radio stations all over the country.
This is the Lollapeter's, L-A-U.
L-A-U.
L-A-P-I-D-E-S.
That's correct.
Is how it's spelled.
She's very nice.
Yeah, she's a great lady, yeah.
Yeah, I go there. Matter of fact, I'm going next week and see her.
Yeah, I've taken a class or two at her studio.
So I do that, and so I do a little of everything, And the cooking, I have a cookbook on the market, and I do that. And,
Tell me about your cookbook.
Well, the cookbook was in Barnes & Noble, but I'm going to change it over to Amazon pretty soon. Okay. So, but it's called The Good Life, Favorite Italian Recipes by Frankie Imbergamo. Nice. And this is all about 40 recipes. There's no desserts, it's just all food. Yeah. And there's a lot of recipes that I grew up with my family, and I critique them a lot to make them my own, like I added a little this and that. So, the book is doing good. I started having it in the local places in Medford and in the North End, and that's doing pretty well. I was cooking for a lot of private clubs like the Elks and Sons of Italy, things like that. But it's slowed down a little now because one of the Cubs moved, so we'll probably pick up again. And I cook privately for private people.
What's your specialty, if I might ask?
Well, Italian food. Like the one that won the award, the one that won the contest was called Frankie's Gravy and Meatballs. Right. It's a sauce, red sauce with pasta and meatballs, like spaghetti and meatballs. But the thing is, some people call it gravy and some call it sauce. So I'll say it on the air how this happened. In the Italian culture, different parts of Boston call it gravy because when you put meat into a red sauce, they call it a Sunday gravy. Okay. When you don't put meat in the red sauce, it's called marinara sauce. Okay. So that's the best way to explain it. But there's still some different, like the South Shore, a lot of people call it sauce. Right. When you go down like the North Shore, like Medford and Revere and those places like that, the North End, East Boston, they call it gravy. Right. So it's kind of like, you can have a whole show on gravy versus sauce. And you can have people call in. We tried that before.
Like a Lincoln Douglas debate, right?
We did it on the John Fahey show we were on, and people were calling in. We were on his show, and we were talking about the sauce and gravy.
Do they get heated? Do they get upset about this?
Well, some people, some people get upset. Yeah. That's
great.
They say, gravy, you put it on turkey. What are you crazy? They don't understand what we're talking about. It's like, yeah, we know brown gravy goes on turkey, roast beef, doesn't like that. We know that, but the word gravy came into play many, many years ago. And like I say, it depends on what part of the neighborhood you grew up. I was in New York City one day, and I was sitting down in an Italian restaurant. The guy says, "Hey, Jimmy, don't forget to put the gravy on." They call it gravy too. Right. So it depends, like what neighborhood you're from or whatever. What part of the country. But I know New York, they call it gravy. New Jersey.
Well, Frankie, you're making things happen. One thing I'd like to chip in though, and if people seeing this and they see you, they're inspired by your story of just being like having this Zelig kind of existence of doing all these different things, coming on strong. That. Sometimes a good way of doing it is take some acting classes as well, because like the Boston Casting that you mentioned, they have a series of workshops with the actual casting directors. So the idea is basically you got to network.
You got to network, and you got to have to.
Yeah, because how are people supposed to know that you exist? If you're just sitting at home in your apartment or your house and you're not out there, how are people going to know you even are alive?
And you know, I've been very fortunate. Like I say, I met a lot of people, and I get a lot of work.
Yeah.
But like you said, you just can't sit there and wait for the phone to ring. It's not going to happen.
No, you got to.
So you have to go out there. You have to go out there, and you have to sell yourself. You have to meet people and network, make some business. I have some business cards. I pass them out.
Right.
You know, you never know. You got to call. I'm doing a movie, and I think you'd be a good fit. Why don't you come down to my office and do an audition, and things like that happen.
Yeah, and then things like, you know, and for all its faults, Facebook does have a lot of, you know, NewEnglandFilm.com or Hollywood East Actors Group or so many groups, Boston Actors Group, New England Filmmakers Group. I mean, I thought I knew them all, Film Industry Connect, but like every day I'm online, like, wow, there's another group that's been existing that I didn't even know about.
Yeah,
and then these are always opportunities to just get your name out there.
Right.
And I read something recently, Frankie, that the biggest commodity these days is attention. It's not dollars or cents, or it's not even content or quality. It's attention. How much attention can you bring upon yourself?
It's amazing.
It's big these days.
Yeah. And I'm also a member of the SAG Screen Actors Guild. So that they help a lot too. They send you notices for jobs. They don't get you the actual work, but they'll give you notices to what's coming up to apply. You know. SAG-AFTRA
now.
Well, AFTRA, they merged.
They merged.
I was a member of AFTRA first.
Yes.
And then when they merged, I just slipped right into SAG.
Yes.
But I already had my waivers anyway. Those 3 waivers you get to be, you know, they call it SAG eligible and all that. But I was already, but I just slid right in because I was already a member anyway, you know, when they merged.
Frankie, do you have a mantra? This is the Messier mantra, and I asked the guest, do you have any expression or words of wisdom or a mantra that you live by, work by?
Well, I tell a lot of people, just go out there, you know, you start off from the bottom, you meet people, you network, just go out there and sell yourself and just, you know, and just stick with it. Don't give up. A lot of people, they go do they do one movie as an extra, and then they don't want to do it no more. You have to continue. Let them get to know you. That's another thing. These people in the movie industry, they get to know you. The casting companies all get to know you. They know what you're good at, what you fit in. You know, sometimes it's just a look. Sometimes it could be, you know, it's a small part, but they'll contact you, and you go and you make sure you show up on time, and you know, be professional.
That's a great way of putting it.
Be professional, because some people think that, oh, they get you off the street. They don't do that no more. Everything is by, you know, there's like certain groups, companies, you're on a list, you know.
Perseverance is huge.
So you go out there and just do the best you can, and put your heart and soul into it, and things will work out.
Well, Frankie, thank you so much for being on Messier Mantra.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for watching Messier Mantra.